Hope you enjoy this interview. This interview is with an amazing actor. Her name's Patrice Lovely, and I didn't expect her to come as in character as Hattie Mae, star of some amazing films, and also, bless his house, doing some wonderful work in 2020, despite everything that's going on. So sit back, relax. Please enjoy the video. I had a giggle doing this. Thanks very much for Patrice for coming in character and being such a fantastic sport. You'll enjoy this. Expect that. That was
Oh, what do you want me to come as?
no, that's fine. That's fine. I like Hattie. I think she's fantastic. What a great individual.
Thank you very much. You know, both of us really are. Both of us are.
I know, and I'm really and it's really nice to chat to you because obviously I'm on the other side of the pond. You're in the US, I'm in the UK, and this has been set up by a mutual party, and it's fantastic and it's great because I really want to introduce you to some people that might have not seen you yet and go and investigate what you're about. And you've got there's quite a history there, isn't there?
Yeah, been in this thing 25 years, baby, and going strong, going strong.
I love quite a few films, Tyler Perry films, which are pretty funny, aren't they? Pretty outstanding.
Yeah, I've been in a few of his and a few of a few others, and the first one was Boo Halloween 1, and then the second one was Boo Halloween 2, and then what is it? Muddy's Family Funeral.
Yeah.
And then those are the films for him.
Yeah.
And then the TV shows and so on and so forth.
Yeah, because you was in Bless This House. Was that would run for about five seasons, up to 2017, wasn't it? Which obviously you play the cook or the housekeeper, don't you? Hattie's the housekeeper. Sorry, you're the housekeeper, aren't you? The cook and.
Yes. Oh, that was my dad's Christmas.
Right.
I was the cook then. Yeah.
Right. I saw that. It was a funny sketch. That I think you did that on. There's a stage set I saw where you're in and you're going through the door and then you're having a bit of a pop at the people, aren't you? And then they come in and catch you.
Yeah, exactly. We had a good time doing that. It was so much fun because, theater is my first love. I love theater so much. And, since this pandemic and everything, we can't get out there because I like to touch the people. Yes. I like to hug the people. I like to give love to the people. Yes. And I was talking about this the other day. I was the ringmaster, the first African-American female ringmaster in the world. And so that just brings, to meet so many people all across the globe, all over the world, and to just spread love. That's what I love to do. That's what gives me joy and makes me happy.
Yeah, because I think what happens is people see people in roles when they do things like TV or they do big movies, and they don't really know the backstory for that individual. And I know you're a thespian, aren't you? You do the theatre, and I was watching one where you said something about you'd done a play and they said, we don't need to do that again. And I think you stay up all night and redo the play, another play, so it wasn't the same one the next day.
That was actually when Hattie was born. That was when we were born. We came out and there was two different plays that were similar. And the people had already seen the play by the time we got there. And so they said, well, I got good news and I got bad news. And we said, which one do you want first? We said, well, just give us the good news. Said the good news is you can be saved and you don't have to go home. The bad news is you're going to have to change this play, a whole play overnight. And it was less than 24 hours. And we sat up all night, read the play, came up with these different characters and hit the stage the next night and killed it. And we've been rolling ever since. And I've been rolling with this character for 25 years.
Yeah, fantastic. It's fantastic. It's a good character. I really like it. I like that sort of character. And I've seen you also do, because you do the comedy and you do Hattie and all the rest of it, but you've got quite a good singing voice, haven't you? Very gospel. I've seen some of you doing, you break out into a song, and so you've obviously got the skills to do other things as well as the comedic side of acting, which is
Absolutely. My mother was a pastor. I grew up a PK kid, and I was miserable all my life because of their doctrines and all of that. So, just, brainwashing you and all of that kind of thing. And yeah, and I used to sing in the church. I grew up singing in the church. So then now recently I got a new song that I just did, and it's called "Gonna Get You Some." Right? Don't it feel good to you now? Gonna get you some, gonna get you some. Let's do it. Gonna get you some. Come on now. Gonna get you some. Are you ready? Gonna get
right. Okay.
So that song just talks about whatever you need in from the universe, get it. If you need a drink, get you some. If you need prayer, get you some.
Yeah.
If you need to make a little booty call, get you some. Whatever you need, go and get you some. And it just talks about how things in this life is really bad, but don't you worry. Long as you put your faith in God and you stay on the pride, then you'll be okay. Just follow the light. And if you follow the light and listen to your inner man and your spirit man, you're good.
Yeah, I think you're right. A lot of people get very negative, like the things that's going on in the world at the minute, the pandemic and COVID, and people being restricted. It's how you as an individual react to that. You can sit in a corner and be miserable about it, or you go, okay, we're going to do something different. We're going to take this opportunity, take it as an opportunity, and we'll do something different. Like we as a radio station didn't do much online. Now we do lots of stuff online. We do interviews like this, which we didn't do before because we but it's forced us to do things different. And
new day. It's a new day and a new season, and it's forcing us to tap into other things that we didn't know we had.
Yes.
And that's what's happened to me. I've just had to we just finished a whole video. We just finished the pilot, and these are things I've never had to be behind the camera. And so now I'm behind and in front of. And I think it's very interesting. I think it's a blessing that God causes things to happen for you to grow. That's what it is. We're all growing. And then we're in a growing season. We're in a more conscious, aware this season. And that's a good thing. If you don't, if you don't move from level to level, then you can't possibly expand who you are as a person.
Yeah, well, I get that from some of the things I've seen you do, and Hattie was born and everything. So you are an individual that adapts to change and right, okay, we've got this, we'll do something different. So you're talking about a new project you're working on at the minute. We've talked about some of your past stuff. So have you actually got, I was concerned that things might have slowed and come to a halt because of everything. So are you working on, sounds like you're working on projects now.
Oh, actually what it did, it sped up. And that's the crazy thing. I was worried because, you can't go to this TV, you can't go to the theater. So I began to worry. But then there's a reminder that says, if you're going to worry, then why pray, right?
Yes.
Either pray and not worry. So that's what I adopted. I adopted, prayer, that I would continue to pray and trust God. And so I promise you, everything just sped up. Everything picked. And I'm constantly busy and constantly doing things. And I'm just grateful. I'm glad. And I'm also watching people reaction and, going through this pandemic. I'm putting the smiles and making people laugh, even through their pain. That's one of the best things. I told a story when I was in the circus. This man, he was really depressed, and he had no intentions on going to a circus. And he came to the circus with his daughter, and at the end of the night, he was going to commit suicide. And so I did all of this, and the message there was, it doesn't matter what color you are, if you're black, you're white, you're Mexican, you're African, you're poor, whatever can you're in, it doesn't matter, because God looks at our heart. And the best part about that is God works on us piece by piece. And each time I say piece by piece, I would take off a piece of my clothing. And when I came out as Patrice. And I was saying, we fall down, but we get up. that thing blessed that man, and he came, he hugged me, he was crying, and he said, "Thank you for saving my life."
That is
And
nice.
that is what brings me joy. That's what gives me energy. I love to see God's people happy and smile. Even during the bad time, we still got a reason to smile because we're here.
Correct.
We're still here. We're alive, and we're able to tell the story. Somebody got to live to tell the story.
I love it. I love you. I love you.
Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice? Yeah.
You're my kind of person, because my wife has actually unfollowed me on social media because
Uh-oh.
she's like, I can't follow you anymore because you're just crazy. And I said, that's fine. You're not my demographic. I'm like you, Hattie. I want people to know that I existed, and I want to change people and make people happy. If right on my tombstone, he was a bit of a fool, but he made us laugh. Do you know? That's job done for me. You know what I mean? That is definitely job done for me.
Absolutely. I think I want that on my tombstone too.
I think you'll get that. I think you get more than that. I think you get more than that. But you definitely make people laugh. So sounds like, are you doing a bit of directing now then, with you behind the screen? And oh wow, that's a bit of a so you've been watching Tyler too much and thinking, no, I've got this.
Say that again, babe.
I said, you've probably been watching Tyler too much and going, I've got this. If he can do it, I can do it.
Well, no, I told you I had no desire. I had no desire to do that. I enjoy being in front of the camera. And so that's just nothing I never even thought about. But again, it's like God is just opening up and showing you things about yourself that you didn't know. And that's necessary because you can't wait for people to do things for you either. And so I just took it upon myself to get up, write this thing, and find somebody who can put it out there and who can produce it. If you can't, then you get to step it. I don't need you in my life. I'm on a mission. I got a quest, and I'm following, and I'm leading the people, and we're just doing something good for the world, for the country, and that makes me feel good. It makes people feel good, That's why we created the song "Gon' Get You Some," because every time I would go live, they want me to shout out the UK, or they want me to shout out Africa, the Bahamas, Atlanta, and I did that. And then I said, Atlanta, gonna get you some, the UK. I'm gonna get you some. And so then I just had to put a verse to it and just pop it out because that made them feel good. And I was watching their comments. Sometimes it's just mind blowing, the love that I receive from people,
Yeah.
And I guess whatever energy you put out, that's what you receive.
You're damn straight. And we can't obviously talk about the other song, but I've seen you do another song on YouTube. And that's, if you want to get some, that's the talk about.
Which one you talking about? For the D challenge. Which one you talking about? For the D challenge? Hey, I slapped Donald Trump for the D.
Oh, you're round a little post, aren't you, doing it? Yeah.
I was stripping then, them back in my stripping days a little bit earlier on. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. I ain't lost a thing. I ain't lost not one thing.
No, you can shake that booty. I've seen you move. I've seen you move. It's wonderful. Oh, you're a breath of fresh air to me, and I like that, because you're right. What you give out is what you get back, and if you're giving it, if you people gravitate towards people, because not everyone wants to be a leader, not everybody wants to be the fool, not everyone wants to make people laugh, but they want to be part of that. Similar to what we're doing with the station. People joined us and come with it because they see the passion that we've got for if you've got passion for something and a belief of it, and people will come and give you that love back. And that's why a lot of people,
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
some poor individuals are bad on the luck, and they do get some bad times. But generally, if you're miserable, you're going to attract misery, aren't you, from other people?
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to get them miserable. So
exactly. And nowadays, there's a lot of people that's going through depression, and there's a lot of people that's got all kind of losing their houses and all of that kind of thing. And that's what they need. They need us. They need the light, because the light will overtake darkness any day.
Yeah.
You know. And so that's our job. And I learned long time ago. People used to say, "What? So what are you here for? Why am I on this planet?"
Yeah.
My job is to spread love, light, and laughter. That's my job on this planet.
Someone asked me that question about 4 years ago, and I'd never even that question. And she said, "Why was you put on this planet?" And something just, I don't know what it was, and I just went, "I'm here to change it." And
Change it.
I'm here to change it. And I don't even know where that came from. It was like a split second, and it just, no one had ever asked me that question before, and it's bizarre. It's a bizarre when you actually, when that comes out.
Yes, we're working. We would just finish the pilot for my new sitcom, and we're just waiting now for it to be colored and all of that, and then we'll be ready to put that out. And then in November we'll be doing a film with Hattie. And she's a police officer, so you already know that's gonna be a damn mess. That's gonna be a damn mess.
That is gonna be funny. Yeah, Hattie as a police officer is gonna be is gonna be very interesting. Yeah, I can imagine. You can have fun. This is always the thing, and I like to see the outtakes. When you're doing comedy.
Yeah.
There's got to be points where you can't carry on doing the thing because you're enjoying it yourselves that much. You must be times when you're doing a scene that's funny because we're going to watch it and laugh. So does that happen a lot? Where it takes you hours to do one 30-second scene because someone keeps laughing all the time.
Well, yeah, we have had times exactly like that, where so much so the camera guy be shaking and Tyler was, "I can't use that, stop laughing," and he would end up laughing, and then everybody bust out laughing. It's just laughter, laughter is contagious. Laughing is contagious, and so it's, again, they come to work, some of them come to work and might be down, but when they get in that studio and we just turn them lights on, and there you have it. Everybody have a good time. And when you leave there in a better headspace. Your heart is happy. And you said, I can't keep doing this. Do you know, after me doing this for 25 years, she's starting to break down my body? My body, because of the thing all the time and the walk and all of that. So now my knees are getting old for real. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell going on around here? I started, this is crazy, because of me staying like that all the time. Now I've started to develop a hump. But thank God, he sent me a young lady that's a neurologist, right?
Yeah.
And she's able to go in and release and correct my body back to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's the only way I'm able to just keep going and going and going. And God, I know God, you know when you know God has got you on a path, He's gonna make sure everything that you need is on that path.
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. No, it's good.
I'm excited about that. Now I get thank you, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, and you've obviously turned into your auntie, haven't you? Because Hattie is your auntie, isn't she? She was one of your voices, and I presume you've been influenced by females around you. The other females that have been around you in the past have made you into who Hattie is.
Yeah, yes. Do you know I never watch TV?
No.
I never watch TV, and even now I make myself watch TV now these last 2 days, only because it's been storming and pretty much I've had days off to where I can just finally chill, and so I watched my auntie and my mother and my grandma. That's where all of this stuff comes from.
Yeah.
They do it and don't even realize they funny. They don't even know it. And my aunt, she used to keep me, God rest her soul, Ruby Williams. That's where the voice came from. She had 8 daughters and 1 boy. And so she used to holler, and Debbie Jean, Bobby, Debbie Jean, go down there and get me a pack of Newport. And I used to hear that every day. And that just became a part of me. I know, that's it. I never knew that I was going to have to channel my aunties and my grandmother and my mother until that day. Either you're going home or you're going to have, and it just became natural. It's like I jumped into that body and never came out.
Yeah, because up to that point, you obviously, that character wasn't there. So that up to that point, there was no need for it. Something forced you into it. So that is brilliant if you think about because if someone have asked you a couple of months ago, was you going to be doing Hattie, it wouldn't even been in your psyche. And then all of a sudden, overnight, this new character's born.
I've been doing it since 1996, I believe.
Wow.
Somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so God has blessed me with that. You know what I mean? I went to school, of course, but I've never had an interest in school. So I left and I ran away from home when I was in the 11th grade. And so even just that in itself is amazing and lets you know that you're on the right path, because you're out there, a female, and that's young. I was 16. Wow. I was 16 years old, and still God, his hands protected me and he guided me, and to meet all of the right people, to put me in all the right places at the right time.
I know it's crazy how life goes like that and how things slot into place, because I should imagine when you was first doing your theatre, you never expected, I'm making a presumption now, did you presume you was going to end up on TV and in movies, or was you just happy and content with being on in the theatre?
No, babe, let me say something to you. From when I was young, I remember standing in my bedroom window. We was just living in the projects, so my mother was on welfare and all of that. I remember standing in my bedroom window and looking out and speaking it to the universe. I'm gonna be a star. I'm gonna be a star. And then I even remember my name and saying my name is gonna be Patrice Beautiful, Patrice Lovely, Patrice something. And do you know my first husband was Lovely? And that's where Patrice Lovely comes from. And then even as to put it out there in the universe, I've always been taught, you speak into the air what you like. Whatever you want, speak it into the air. And if it be God will, he'll bring it into fruition. So I've always been one to speak things into the universe. And I believed it. And so I received it. If you can believe, you can receive.
Because you knew where you knew that is where you was going. So that's guided you there, hasn't it? That's what I want to be. And so everything you've done is to get you to that point. It's brilliant, because a little bit about me, and I get interviewed sometimes. They say, "Oh, how have you got into the radio and the producing?" Well, I remember being 11-year-old in my bedroom playing records, going, "I would love to be a radio presenter. I would love to be on a DJ. Don't know how I'm ever going to get it, but that's what I want to do."
Yeah, exactly. And I told him, and had I been doing anything else, I'm sure I would have been fired anyway. I'd have been fired from those jobs.
Yeah, you would have been. I'm unemployable as well. You'd have had everybody laughing though, in the canteen, and I can just imagine you working in a store somewhere, and it would be the funniest store on the planet, because you'd have been performing you're a performer, and if you're a performer, you'd have been performing. I bet.
And I did that even through high school, and not even realizing that's what I was setting myself up. I would get put out the classroom, because I'm back there popping off jokes and saying something crazy and, that type thing. And I get up and leave and I ain't even care. You know what I'm saying? But didn't know that I was setting myself up for something even bigger. You know what I mean? Just being the class clown and, I did it for the church. It was a Blood and Fire Center is the name of what we called it. And that was my first time ever doing stand-up. And I had a country western artist then. I had different characters and I would put, and so, you know what I mean? So I would do all these different characters and just, I don't know, Hattie, she stuck.
It's testament to you for actually coming on today like that as well, because you took me because I was not expecting it. I was not expecting it. But I think because you have, I think it's just totally transformed the interview and talking to you, because I think it's took it to another level, and it's fantastic. I can't stop smiling. So what's in store for Hattie then in the next couple of years? What have you got anything mapped out? Or are you just going to carry on doing the stuff you're doing? Because it's good.
I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, continue making movies and sitcoms and TikToks and Instagrams and Facebooks and, just building, employing people. I'm looking forward to holding auditions when all this craziness, fail, and bringing different people in, and let's spread love and let's everybody get a piece of the pie. I've never been selfish like that. I believe when you put out and you share, that's what you get. And it just build an empire. That's what I want to do.
And I'm sure you will. It's exponential, isn't it? When you give people think love and power and success, they've got to keep it close. But do you know what? There's no limit to it. So what if you give, come on and help someone and get someone? It doesn't stop, does it? Stop.
My mom always told me, don't nothing come into a closed hand. Nothing comes into a closed fist. The only way things come in, you got to open it. That's the only way things go in and go out. So you got to give, you got to share, you got to spread love. You got just give the world that energy. You know what I mean? And that's when I get out there, I give them a fit. I know one thing, you ain't going to forget me, and you ain't going to forget what I say. Because what I say is pure energy, is truth, is facts, and whether you like it or not, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Ain't that nice?
Ain't that nice? It is what it is. I will never forget you. And how could I ever forget? I'm looking forward to seeing some of the things that you're working on now. And
I'm looking forward to coming over there where you are, and just enjoying sitting and talking and spreading love and hugging people and kissing people and just spread. I look forward to meeting you in person.
Well, I'll say to you, Hattie, there's a bed here for you if you want. It might not be an orthopedic bed, for your 18 bones, but it'll be a bed. If you're ever over here and you want somewhere to stay, I make an amazing pizza as well. By the way, I've got a pizza oven in my background. I make nice pizza, and I'm quite good on the grill. I'm quite good.
Good. Because I like to eat. I love to eat. I love some good food. Ain't nothing like some good cooking, and it's even better when you ain't got to cook it.
Exactly. But
ain't that nice? Yeah. It's better when you cook it.
The door's open anytime, Chip. My house is your house. You can welcome anytime, Hattie.
And vice versa. Me casa, you casa. You come to Atlanta, you come here. I got plenty of room for you and the wife or whoever the hell you want to bring. And we're just going to have a good time. We're going to party a little bit, and we're going to have a good time. Because I like to turn up now. I like to turn up.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna turn up, you've got to turn up, haven't you? If you're gonna pull up, you've got to bring it, haven't you? There's no point. Bring it.
If you're gonna pull up, you're gonna turn up.
You've got, exactly. I'm in the room. Let's go. Yeah, and see, I've not got the moves, but I will dance and I'll sing. I can't sing, I can't dance, but you know what? I don't care because I'm enjoying it. Everyone else might look.
We're going to have a good time if we don't do nothing but laugh at y'all. We're going to have a good time.
Exactly. So what sort of message do you have for someone who's go back quite a few years, well, not too many years, but you know, when you were that young girl going, oh, I want to be, you know, I want to be that. I'm going to be famous. What would you say to kids nowadays that are out there? Would you just say the same? I think you sort of covered a bit of it. So someone who's there now, a young kid, is going to have a passion there. I mean, parents always try to mold them and say, oh, you can't do that. Go and get a proper job and get your grades and go. Oh, don't do that nonsense. What would you say to them?
Well, I just said, believe. Make sure you have faith. Whatever you want to do, believe it. You got to see it and then put it into action.
Yeah.
My mama told me that I couldn't do this too. She wanted me to go get a job, but I didn't want to hear that. I stayed on my path and I perfected my craft. Perfect your craft. If that's what you love to do, put time, put energy in it and perfect it before you put yourself out and present yourself to the world. Because remember, your name is on that.
Yes.
And you would want to keep your name in good stand, even with good product, whatever it is that you're putting out there. Make sure you perfect your craft and then present it to the world. Believe it, receive it, and then it is. So speaking to the air what you want. Can't nobody tell you your dream. Can't nobody tell you your heart's desires. Only you. Only you and God. Only you got that oneness. And long as you stay in tune to him, baby, you out of here. I see you at the top. I see you at the top.
Exactly. Because I think a lot of people want things instant, don't they? We live in an age where people because everything's dead instant, and phone there, I can download something, I can produce something dead easy. I think that's an issue for a lot of people. They expect to get the fame. They look at people like you and go, oh, she's done it. Oh, why is it taking me longer than 6 months to get famous? I want to be famous now. And I want all the rewards that comes with it. And I don't really want to put much effort in. But what's she done?
Well, a lot of people nowadays, they've got that popcorn microwave talent. But the difference between them and myself, because you did put that thing in the microwave and you popped it real quick, you blew up real quick. After that popcorn died out, you done. And at the end of the day, I worked and grind and worked and grind. And then that's why I'm being rewarded and been in the business and going to continue to be in the business, for a long time, Yeah, everything is microwave. We living in a microwavable era, like people out and people don't understand how you get to where you are, and they don't really care. All they know is they see that and they want that. Well, I had to grind for mine. I had to work for mine, and sometimes it's like you look at them, it's like, wow, they didn't have to do anything but just pop in, but they'll pop out just as quick as they pop in.
Exactly. What you've produced is that good home cooking, isn't it? The stove's there and you've got pans bubbling away. It's took your mother and your auntie years to perfect that dish, and the flavour will last. When you've had that, the flavour will last. And I like the popcorn. I like the popcorn analogy. I think that's really good. Really good.
It's a difference between box macaroni and cheese and homemade macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, no comparison, is there?
You got to put the love in. You got to put the eggs in. You got to put the cheese in. You got to make sure you get all these different type of cheese. You got to get the macaroni. You got to get the milk. You got to put what? And it's a difference.
Yeah.
They'll come back to you to get that pan of macaroni and cheese before they go and get that box macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
You see that? That's
Definitely.
the difference.
I think you're right. I think you're totally right, and it's a credit to you for what you've done and how you've achieved it. And I wanted to cover that because I think a lot of people just think, oh, you just popped up and she's done all this stuff, and nothing's instant. And I think people, if you're prepared to do something and prepared to put the effort in, so I always say to people, if you want to do something, do it while you're working. If you don't want to give up the day job, but don't watch the TV, don't go and watch the football, don't go drinking, partying. Spend your Saturday night doing something inside and work if your craft, work on it. And before you actually do, if you put that time in, it'll work. People will laugh at you while you're doing that, but you know, at the end of the day, you're doing it for you, aren't you? Doing it for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I love you. I
love
thank
too.
you. Thank you for having me on. Your energy is magnetic. I feel like I've known you all my life. You just got good energy. I love good, positive energy.
Thank you. Well, the thing is, I will never forget you, but I don't think you'll ever forget me, either.
You doggone skip it. I won't forget you because you're my brother and I love you.
I love you too. I love you. I've only known you for a very short time, but I feel like I've known you a lifetime, and that's in a positive way, not a negative way. That's a positive lifetime. And
that's called kindred spirits. We got kindred spirits.
And your name, Lovely, is absolutely on point. It denotes who you are, and I wish you all the success in the future that you want to do. And whoever comes in contact with you, whoever is lucky enough to walk through the door and be selected for your projects, is a very, very lucky individual. Thanks very much for your time. This has been amazing.
Thank you. Love you. Peace and blessings.
I hope you enjoyed watching that as much as I did doing it. As you could tell, I had a blast doing it. If you want to know a bit more about me, I'm Paertice from Duggystone Radio. Just say Alexa, open internet radio, or go to duggystoneradio.com, and make sure you check out Patrice Lovely and Hattie Mae and any projects she's working on. And if you get an opportunity to work with her, you will be a very, very lucky individual.